between Calvary and Franklin. Let's give you the starting lineups for head coach Jim Egan. His team's record now at 20-4. They're scoring about 63 points a game, giving up 47. Matt's already mentioned that Colin Mingo's unavailable, at least at the start of the basketball game, because of an ankle injury. They're starting five. Tyler Mulhall, a 6'4 senior, averaging 4.4 points a game. Their center, Clayton Whitlock, a 6'8 senior, averaging 15.9. The guard's Justin Tourneau, a point away from 1,000 for his career, 5'10 senior, averaging 13.8. Richard Blake, a 5'8 junior, and Austin Yoakum, a 5'9 junior. They wear red and royal blue. For the Franklin Flashes, their colors, black and orange. Their head coach, Joe Coleman. Their record, 14-6 this year, averaging about 65 points a game, giving up 54. They're starting five, the same as it's been for a part of this week, and that makes Joe Coleman happy. Colin Keltner back at the guard position, a 5'10 junior, averaging 7.8. His running mate, Scotty Taylor, a 6'3 junior, averaging 25.6. And another interesting addition to the starting five, Evan Marr, 5'9 junior, averaging 3.6. Their forward, Joe Watson, a 6'2 senior, averaging 5.7. And Dakota Grider, a rebound away from tying the record for career rebounds at Franklin. Dan Rawlings had it. He graduated in 1977. Grider, a 6'4 senior, averaging 13.6. Your officials brought to you by the law office of Michael Hankins, a proud supporter of Jacksonville area sports for a number of years now. Mike Hankins makes the right call for you. Mike Hankins, attorney at law, where the initial consultation is free. Tim Crumwitty, Dave Bishop, and Alan Merriman. And here we go. We're on the east side of the gymnasium up on the stage. It will be Calvary coming at us in the first half, and Calvary wins the tip. Back it goes to Blake, and he'll bring it into front court. Blake with the dribble, shades it to the right side, man-to-man start at the start by Franklin. Pass comes to the left side to Tourneau. He puts up the shot. He is fouled. Count it. It's a three. Watson fouls him. And Mr. Tourneau has just achieved 1,000 points in his career. Tack on 2 more, and then maybe even 3 more. What a way to start a game. Tourneau's free throw up and good. It's a 4-0 beginning. 7:45 left here in the first quarter. Keltner with the ball to the right side to Marr. Marr takes it at the top of the key, picks up the dribble, looks for some help. Calvary also using him man-to-man. And right now, Scotty Taylor is being dogged by Blake. Taylor catches it way out. 3, no good. Weak side rebound, Whitlock. Over it comes to Blake. Blake into front court, crossing the 10-second line. On the high post to Whitlock. Whitlock with the basketball, guarded by Watson. Hands it off. Down underneath. Nice pass. Easy layup for Tyler Mulhall. It's a 6-0 start for Calvary. Keltner with the ball from the left wing. Top of the key to Grider. Interesting to see how much time Grider spends down below. Watson goes up against Whitlock. Got away with a push and got the easy bucket on the baseline.
He sure did. Sometimes the officials will give a little bit of a push to the smaller guy, and nice job there by Watson.
He raised up that arm and sort of pushed off a little bit. Down court we go. Tourneau, another long 3. This shot is no good. Rebound, Mulhall underneath. It's knocked out of bounds. Grider last touched it.
That's good unselfishness by Mulhall, but you'd like to see him go up. He had a wide-open layup on the left side. He tried to give the extra pass to Whitlock, and it was poked out of bounds.
Yoakum the baseline and toss in from just left of the basket. They work the ball out top. Taylor right now is in the face of Tourneau. Tourneau with a between-the-legs dribble. Out it comes to Mulhall. On the high post, knocked away. Stolen by Grider. All alone, goes up, and a layup good. 6-4 the difference in the ball game. Calvary by 2. 6:22 left here in the first quarter. Quickly back the other way. Whitlock drives in, shoots, gets the shooter's roll, scores, making it 8-4. Both teams happy to go fast. Watson underneath, loops it up underneath, and good. Got up underneath Whitlock, used the glass. It's an 8-6 ball game. 2 minutes into it. Long pass down court to Mulhall. Looks to skip pass across the way. Instead, Whitlock, easy layup, doesn't get it to fall. And it's Grider who is hooked by Tourneau. And a foul called, Mulhall rather, and foul called on Mulhall.
Well, guess what? Grider got that rebound.
That's the rebound that ties him for the career mark in rebounds at Franklin. Dan Rawlings, 695. Dakota Grider, 695. Keltner with the ball to Grider. Interesting to see that Taylor hasn't been on the scoring blocked yet. Puts up another three. The shot no good. Whitlock the rebound on the right side. Out it comes. Down court, Calvary goes. Tourneau with the ball in the lane. Jumper there. Barely grazes the front of the rim. Ryder the rebound. Ryder a couple of dribbles. He's not afraid to bring it into front court. Taylor has it. Taylor with the basketball picks up the dribble over to Grider. Back to Taylor. Inside. Shoots over Whitlock. Shot no good. Taylor the rebound. Goes in the corner. Watson recovers it. In the lane, here is Marr, goes up and fouled. He draws the foul off Whitlock. Might that be one of the ways Franklin fights Whitlock's size?
Well, one thing Coach Egan says is we have a lot of size in our starting lineup, but we have no size off the bench. And with Mingo already out of the starting lineup, if Whitlock gets in any sort of foul trouble, they become small.
Marr's free throw off the side of the rim, no good. Team down by 2 at the 5:17 mark here in the first quarter. Marr on this season hits half his free throws, so he should hit the second one, and does. 8-7 the score. Franklin using full court pressure. High pass to Whitlock in the middle. Skips it into front court to Tourneau from the left wing. Out top to Blake. They reset the offense against this man-to-man used by the Flashes. What's at stake? Well, a possible three-way tie. Whitlock on the drive. He is fouled on the way up by Watson.
That'll be Watson's second personal. He's really one of those players for Franklin that you don't want to get in foul trouble because he's matched up on Whitlock. You've got Grider playing off of Whitlock, playing Mulhall. And if he gets in foul trouble, you might have to put Grider on Whitlock.
Whitlock at the free throw line. First free throw here is good. How important is Mingo to this lineup? Well, he had 24 in the last game in the win over Hardham. 9-7 the score. Calvary in front by 2 at the 5:02 mark. Next free throw on the way. It's no good. Long rebound, though. Out it comes to Mulhall. Back out. There's Yoakum with a three. Shot no good. Whitlock, the putback is good.
He's taking over this game here early. Whitlock now with 5.
It's 11-7. Keltner with the ball. Hands it off to Dakota. Now it's Jagger. Bergschneider. Jumper at the free throw line. No good. Nobody blocks out. He grabs his own rebound. Knocked away. Out of bounds stays Franklin's ball.
To get back to your point about Mingo, Mingo dropped 27 the last time they played Franklin. So he is a big-time part of this team.
Ball comes in from the baseline. Into Taylor. He bangs body with Blake. Steps back, puts up the jumper. No good. Rebound into the hands of Mulhall. Mulhall hands the ball off to Blake. Mingo's staying at that high post along with Mulhall. Mulhall bounces out now beyond the three-point arc. Drifts to the right side post. Down low to Whitlock. Shot behind Grider. Good. They've got to protect that.
That's going to be all day with Whitlock. He just has so much height inside.
13-7. It's hard to play behind him in a set like that, but there again, he's so high on that block, you don't want to really play in front of him either. It's Staley with the ball. Staley double-teamed and a foul called on Yoakum.
That's a silly reach in. Coach Egan wanted the push-off. Instead, they'll get Yoakum with his first and the third team foul.
Halfway through this first quarter, 13-7. Calvary by 6. Back to Keltner, who brings it in from the left wing. He will attack, then hands it off to Grider. Now Taylor. Taylor had the ball caught on his hip momentarily. Keltner's not afraid to throw up the three. It's no good. Whitlock another rebound. Blake into front court. Nobody's going to cut him off all the way in. Throws up a looping shot. He was just trying to draw the foul and did.
Well, if you have never seen Calvary play, you talk a lot about Tourneau, Mingo, and Whitlock, but Blake is quick as lightning, and he can get to the basket in a hurry.
You can see his eyes light up just as soon as he slid across the 10-second line. Foul called on Adam Bergschneider. As quiet as this place can be. Blake's first free throw, no good off the side of the rim.
Almost too quiet.
Intimidating for us. Blake steps back. Yeah, you start to talk and you think, wait a minute, he can hear me rather easily. Blake's next free throw, no good. Too hard off the iron. Rebound Mulhall. Second man back, left side. Jumper inside the arc. Put up by Tourneau, no good. And a foul called. It's against Whitlock.
That's a shame. That's his second foul, and Whitlock is having an excellent first quarter. He's got 7 points and 4 rebounds.
And a substitution for Calvary. They bring into the game Will Smith. He makes his first appearance, 6'2 junior. His father originally from Winchester, Steve Smith. Son now plays for Calvary. Pass to the left side. They live in the Pleasant Plains area, I'm not sure. To the right side, Taylor. Taylor with the basketball to the left side. It's Bergsnyder in the corner. Keltner a couple of steps in from the left sideline. Shot no good. Grider the rebound. Shot no good. Too hard off the back of the iron. Rebound Smith and a foul. No, jump ball called. And Coach Egan not happy at all.
He's got a right not to be happy. It looked like Bergsnyder just reached in. And that'll be, instead, give the rebound to Bergsnyder. Grider doing a good job on the offensive glass, though, but Franklin struggling. 3 of 12 from the field.
Bounce pass inside to Taylor underneath. Bucket good. 13-9. Whitlock not in there. How will Calvary attack this offensive possession? Smith floating out near the arc. Now he'll float down low. It's Blake in the lane. Jumper there is good.
He is a quick guard. That's going to be a tough matchup for Taylor.
I think if you stay in front of him, you got a chance. But the minute he gets past you, forget it. Pass down on the baseline. Bergsnyder, nice pass to Adam Bergsnyder. Foul call. This foul against Mulhall.
That's his second. And Calvary in all sorts of foul trouble, and they are not liking the officiating at this very moment.
Well, and this is not a crew that you voice your displeasure with a great deal, because memories are there, and things can happen that don't benefit your team. Adam Bergsnyder's first free throw is good. Mulhall out of the game. Calvary, Zach Camille into the game, a 5'10 senior, so they lose in that exchange 6 inches.
So that's what Coach Egan's talking about. When you bring a player off the bench, they lose height.
Still, all in all, they lead by 5, and a foul call. Will Smith got the rebound, and it was fouled. Well, let's wait and see. Foul called on Evan Marr. And I think we've got a timeout. We'll take the timeout, too. 2:46 left in the first quarter. 15-10. Calvary over Franklin. Back in 1 minute.
For the best gasoline and oil products, see Steve's Service in Jacksonville. And when you need your vehicle service, count on Steve's Service. They're open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. Steve's Service, located on the corner of Main and Morton in Jacksonville.
Do I hear 50,000? I've got $50,000. Going once, going twice, sold to the gentleman in the rear.
Great. I want to go ahead and sell it now.
Sell what?
That thing I just bought.
Do I hear...
Constantly buying and selling stocks doesn't make much sense either. That's why Edward Jones recommends investment strategies that have proven themselves over the long term. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
For help in making sense of your investments, contact Brent Bordenkircher, Will Whalen, or Tom Hill, your Jacksonville Edward Jones financial advisors.
For screen repairs and window and storm glass replacement, call the experts at Vocal Glass Service. Vocal has been serving the area since 1953. Pat and Joe Sheehan can take care of all your glass needs. Call 245-2515 today for repairs and replacements.
Calvary the ball, leading it by 5, 15-10. Tourneau, top of the key, holds on to the dribble. Still with the dribble, hands it off to Blake. They really spread the floor, and we have traveling called on Blake. He shook his head yes, like he knew he did it.
That's the second turnover. If that's going to be called, Blake's going to have trouble. That's Blake's move. It's a little hesitation, and he hops into his pass.
It's Staley with the dribble to the left side. Jagger Bergsnyder cut off in the baseline. Yoakum guarding him. Blake's still on Taylor, and they're chasing him with 2 right now. Somebody's got to be open. Marr to the right side. Grider on the baseline. Cut off there. Skip pass out front to Bergsnyder. Down on the low post to Adam Bergsnyder. Back out to Jagger. Jagger will penetrate, loops it down to Grider. May have had an easy layup had he decided to put it up. Shot no good. Rebound tipped out to Marr, no good. Rebound this time. Jump ball called. Possession arrow comes back this way.
Will Smith and Bergsnyder are getting very acquainted down there, and that's a good battle by Bergsnyder and a good battle by Smith.
15-10, 1:58 to go, first quarter. The lead is Calvary's, and they've got the ball. Well, if you're Franklin, you got to make hay now, don't you?
I would think so.
Bad pass. Breaking one way was Yoakum. Third turnover. Blake threw it the other way. Ball goes back to Franklin.
You mentioned they were double-teaming Taylor. Well, that's because Keltner was not on the floor. Well, now Keltner is back on the floor, and so you would expect Taylor not to be double-teamed.
Into Bergsnyder. Back to Keltner. Watson's there. Taylor's there, and Marr. So this is a small lineup. Alley-oop back down to Taylor. Catches it on the back door and hits the easy layup.
Good design there. Taylor's got 4.
15-12. 1:35 to go first quarter. It's Tourneau into front court. Into Smith. Down low to Yoakum. His shot no good. 2 players go down. Rebound Taylor. Taylor with the dribble. Into front court. To the right side, it's Keltner with 3. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound Yoakum. He's off to the races. Blake on the right side. Pass in the middle, knocked away. Blake retrieves it. Goes to the hoop. Throws it up. Shot no good. Rebound Taylor. Taylor into front court with Keltner. Back to Taylor. 3 at the top. No good. Rebound underneath, going down in a heap was Camille, making sure that he's okay, and he appears to be. On the baseline, Tornillo, reverse layup, no good. Rebound this time, Marr. Marr into front court, over to Taylor. Franklin down by 3, bumped twice. Blake got him the first time. Had he not been called, Camille would have got him the second time.
And that'll be on Blake, his first 16 foul, though, so Franklin in the 1-and-1 from here on out. By the way, Franklin not shooting good. They're 5 of 18 from the field, but they are 0 of 6 from downtown.
You would think that's not going to continue. Savassi Washington into the game for Calvary, 5'8 senior. Out top to Taylor. Now left side to Keltner. Back to Taylor. 40 seconds to go. They jump out on top on Taylor. Keltner fires it underneath. Grider's all alone. Layup good.
That's a good look. Grider's got 4.
31 seconds. Ball in backcourt to Tornillo. Now to Yoakum. Yoakum bounces it back to Tornillo. 23 seconds. High pass into front court. Washington has it. Throws it right to Grider. He was headed out of bounds. 4th turnover on Calvary. Ball knocked away. Went off the leg, I think, the official, and Watson picked it up. To the right side, Marr. In the corner, there's Taylor. Right side, shot no good. Long rebound, Marr. Lost ball. And a foul called, a reach foul by Keltner. Maybe not a bad move. With 3.6, it looked like Tornillo had an easy layup.
That's the Franklin's, believe it or not, first turnover here of the first quarter. Not a bad foul at all. That would be called a clear pass foul if this was the NBA, but it's not.
Ball comes in from the sideline. Yoakum into Tornillo. Jumper, right side of the key, good. That's the way you do it. 17-14 after 1 quarter. Calvary by 3, back in a minute.
After 1 quarter, it's Springfield Calvary leading 17-14 over Franklin. In that first quarter, Calvary shot 50% from the field. For Franklin, they were 30% from the field. Leading the way for Calvary, 7 points for Whitlock, but he has 2 fouls. And for Franklin, their leading scorer, Watson, Grider, and Taylor, all with 4.
Ball knocked away. Whitlock's back in there. He grabs it. Second turnover on Franklin. Hands it back to Tornillo. Washington stays in the game. So does Smith and Mulhall. Smith at the top of the key. To the left side, Washington. Tornillo out top. He into the lane. Running one-hander. Good.
That's a nice little floater by Tornillo. He's got 8.
19-14 scored the last 2 of the first quarter, first 2 of the second. He in the corner to Bergsnyder. High pass out front to Grider. Gives it back to Jagger Bergsnyder. Now Taylor back down to Bergsnyder. Double team. Watson all alone. Shot good. He went high off the glass with that one. Rattled around a bit before it finally went through. 19-16 now. 3-point difference. Washington over to Mulhall. And Calvary resets their offense. Whitlock staying on that high post. Mingo not playing, out with an ankle injury. Grider, we're told, is a little bit under the weather, but he's out there. 3-pointer by Tornillo is good. That makes it 22-16. I think one of the things both teams have to exercise in this game is patience. There might be times when one team will separate from the other, but there is also times when, nice backdoor cut, Grider, nice pass from Taylor. Easy layup, 22-18. But there are other times when the team's going to roar back, too.
And patience is a word you don't really associate to these two teams as up-tempo as they are.
You got to be patient. You can't panic. Tornillo with the ball out front. Has the dribble. Smith on the high post has the ball. One dribble, gives it up to Washington. 3 at the top of the key. Got it.
If he starts hitting that shot, watch out.
25-18 now. 6:10 to go, first half. Keltner into front court. Over to Grider. Now it's Jagger Bergsnyder rolling into the lane. Taylor, he is fouled by Washington.
That'll be his first personal, but that's the 7th foul, so 1-1.
Telling you, Calvary players are complaining a lot to the officials, and you push that button one too many times, it's going to bite you, whether you've got a case or not.
Really, the only people that should be doing any sort of complaining are the coaches. Refs usually give coaches more leeway than they do players.
Taylor at the free throw line. You can run away a lot of times from a coach. It's hard to get away from a player. Taylor at the free throw line. First one here is good. He'll get a second. Taylor, a 67% free throw shooter. Again, these teams, if Franklin wins, it produces a three-way tie at the top of this tournament. They settle it by free throw percentages, so these are important. Taylor knocks down the second, 25-20. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. I think Joe Coleman, I haven't seen the numbers, but he says he thinks Franklin's in second place in that category. And maybe with a good afternoon of shooting, they will win this game and move up to that top spot. Missed shot by Tourneau. Saved from going out of bounds. No, it goes out of bounds. It will be Franklin's ball.
Tourneau got a good look at it. Calvary as a team, though, 3 of 6 from downtown. They're shooting the three ball very well this afternoon.
Keltner with a dribble into front court. He still does not look 100% healthy. Looks like he favors that ankle. Couple of dribbles by Marr out to Keltner. Fires the three. This is no good. Rebound Smith. Blake with a dribble. Watch him. Watch him. Into front court. Goal. No. It took an extra step. He wanted to get rid of the ball and sort of did a drop step, and in doing so, took an extra step.
Listening to Coach Egan. Coach Egan said if they're going to call that, you can't do that anymore because that's the second time he's done that.
Yeah, and then that's a good point to make. Whether you're traveling or you're not traveling, that's beside the point. The officials are calling it traveling. You got to adjust. Ryder, Taylor, long three, right side, got it.
He's starting to warm up, Gary. He's got 9.
25-23. He's kind of come away in this tournament as the leading scorer. He had 134 coming in. The next closest, Cody Bolin, ended up with 90 for Hard M. By the way, they're going to announce an all-tournament team once all the play is done, but they've been announcing the players from those teams after their games. Bolin's already been announced. Missed shot by Whitlock. Grider the rebound. To Keltner. Now Taylor at the free throw line. Jumper off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound into the hands of Mulhall. Hands it off to Blake. Blake with a dribble into front court. Blake at the free throw line. Left side, Smith. His shot no good. Rebound, Marr. Grab. Is it Whitlock?
No, I believe it's going to be Mulhall, won't it?
Nope.
No, you're right.
It's Whitlock. That's his third. And Yoakum back into the game.
That's a bad foul there by Whitlock. You got to be smarter than that.
I say Whitlock's out of the game, and he says, yeah, now he does. Now he checks out. Mulhall initially went out, and Whitlock said, you want me to stay? And Coach Egan says, no, get off. Marr 1 for 2 in this game, 25-23. First free throw by Marr is good. He's got 2 in the game. Taylor leads away with 6. Grider and Watson each have 6. Taylor has 9, and Watson and Grider each have 6. Marr's second free throw good. And we're tied 25-all with 4:28 to go. First quarter. Make that first half. It's Blake into front court, working against Marr. Gets by Marr. Layup in the lane. No good. Marr the rebound. Outlet pass up to Taylor. Taylor working against Blake. Works around a pick down low, all alone. Marr's there. Shot good. 27-25, halfway through the second quarter. And a timeout. Called by Calvary. 1 minute break. We'll take it to 27-25 Franklin. 4:01 left in the first half.
The next time you have a major hauling job to do, contact the people at Wayland Trucking in Waverly. You'll be getting fast, dependable service and at a price you can afford. Call Wayland Trucking at 435-2231. Whether you're hauling rock, sand, chemicals, gravel, dry, or liquid fertilizer or grain, give them a call today at 435-2231. They've got what you need. Remember, whatever you need transported, Wayland Trucking in Waverly will get it there intact and on time.
Athletics are one piece of the puzzle to provide quality education to our young people. The physical skills, along with the concept of teamwork, create a winning combination. At Franklin Bank, our team is trained and dedicated to make your banking experience the very best it can be. We apply a full court press every day to make sure your financial needs are completely covered. For 124 years, we have been the team to beat. You'll find us at the corner of Courtesy and Convenience in Franklin, Illinois, member FDIC.
4:01 to play until halftime. Franklin's first lead of the ball game. They lead 27-25 over Calvary, and it's been Scotty Taylor. He's starting to heat up. He's got 9 points, lead all scorers for Franklin.
Franklin using the full court pressure. They're trying to trap it in the corners. Into front court, Blake with the ball. They're leaving him leaving Marr one-on-one with Blake. But I think he's getting a whole lot of lane help once Blake gets by him. Blake with the basketball, top of the key, hands it back to Tourneau. Tourneau to Yoakum. Not much switching in this man-to-man. Blake at the top of the key. Watson steps in the lane on the backside. Watching with a wary eye. Driving in. Tourneau shot good. You got to stop that one.
One-on-one. They're tough to defend. Tourneau with 13 now.
Down court to Marr. Back to Keltner. Tied at 27. Top of the key, Taylor. Again, Grider not in there right now. He is not feeling 100%. He's sick in some way, whether it's stomach or flu or whatever the case might be. Ball out of bounds. Losing it was Keltner. Too much dribbling. 3 turnovers on Franklin. Just as I say that, Grider's back in the game with Jagger Bergsnyder. Keltner's out, so's Watson.
I think there's a couple of teams that if you were sick for, it'd be tough to play. Franklin's one of them. They play so up-tempo that if you were feeling under the weather, it'd be a brutal game.
Will Smith, the middle man in that full-court pressure as Calvary tries to bring it down court. Hands it back to Blake. Blake brings it into front court. Again, they spread the floor. Without Whitlock in there, this may be the best way for Calvary to attack this Franklin defense. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Franklin not coming out yet. Now they do. Blake hands it back to Yoakum. 2-man chase on the ball right now. Blake goes into the lane. Jumper there. Might have been partially touched. Rebound on the floor. Will Smith had it. A foul called. A push called on Taylor, I think.
That'll be his first personal. Just a 16 foul, so no free throws yet.
Still tied at 27. Franklin and Calvary in the first game today. It was Harnham defeating Auburn 68-53, so their record at 4-1. Calvary at 4-0. If they lose, they'll be 4-1. If Franklin wins, they'll be 4-1. And we'll look at free throws. And the ball back to Tourneau. Double team. High pass over to Blake. Got it. We got a break going on, but Franklin bounces back rather quickly to cover it up. It's Tourneau. Franklin freelancing a little bit on defense.
They are. What they're doing is they're gambling a lot, and Calvary's saying we're just going to spread the floor and we'll go one-on-one, and we just think our guards are quicker than yours, and that's what they've been doing.
Taylor's second foul. 27-27 tie at the free throw line. There to shoot his second of the game after making his first earlier. Tourneau's free throw no good. Mulhall gets the ball and the rebound off the left block no good. Kicked out of bounds by Marr. And the ball goes back to Calvary. Got a timeout on the floor. It's Franklin. We'll take the 30-second break and a station ID tied at 27. 1:57 left in the first half.
From a small dinner party to a full-blown celebration, call Hamilton's. Hamilton's at 110 Northeast has 3 rooms to comfortably seat 75 to 430 people. They will work with you to plan the menu you want. Weddings, banquets, class reunions, showers. Entertain your guests in style at Hamilton's, 110 Northeast in Jacksonville. Of course, Hamilton's will cater any event, any size. Call 675-2720. That's 675-2720. Hamilton's Catering, at your service since 1913.
This is WEAI, Linville, Jacksonville, Illinois. McMurray College in Jacksonville. Transform your game at McMurray College. Visit mac.edu.
A minute 57 to play here until halftime. We're tied up at 27.
Ball comes in for Calvary. It's Blake who waits for the offense and defense to set. Marr comes out to meet him. Blake begins the dribble. Now out to Tourneau. There's the 2-man jump. High pass. Will Smith saves it. Throws it back. Bergsnyder saved it. No, he didn't. Stepped on the sideline.
They're doing a run and jump now at Tourneau. They're kind of doing a little Calvary taste of their own medicine. They were jumping Taylor. Now they're jumping Tourneau with Whitlock on the bench and Mingo not playing. Someone else is going to have to produce.
Taylor out. Keltner in. Ball near the 10-second line. Handled by Mulhall. A little bit of bump out there by Bergsnyder. Now to Yoakum near the right sideline. Down to the 90-second mark here in the first half. Still tied at 27 all. We hope this would be a fun game, and so far it has been. Pass out to Tourneau. Marr comes out to meet him. He goes into the lane. Off-balance shot, good. They've got to stop the penetration there.
15 now for Tourneau.
I think you can let Blake penetrate. I don't think you can allow Tourneau to penetrate. He's got too good a shot. Marr steps up, fires the three, and hammers it home.
He's having a good first half. He has 8 points.
30-29, Franklin by 1. 55 seconds to go first half. Blake with a dribble between the circles. Waits for the traffic to clear. Works it around beyond the arc, still with the dribble. Nobody guarding him in particular. Now Marr comes out to jump him. 40 seconds to go. Blake to the left side, now to Tourneau at the top of the key. I think they've got to squeeze the middle when Tourneau's in there. Blake with the ball and at the center jump circle. 28 seconds to go. Hands it back to Yoakum. Yoakum picks up the dribble. Tourneau now near the 10-second line. 20 seconds. Almost got caught up in the air. Yoakum with the ball. 15 seconds. Back to Tourneau. Down to 12 seconds. Tourneau jumper from the free throw line. Got to stop him.
He is smooth. 17
points. His team leads it by 1. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Grider. A long three off the side of the rim. No good. Marr throws it back up. No good. Would have counted had it gone in. Did not. After the first half of play, it's Calvary by 1. 31-30 back in 90 seconds. Whitlock is out on the floor at the beginning of the second half, as you would anticipate he would be. Whitlock passes it over to Mulhall. To the right side, Yoakum. Everybody's touched it now. Blake flipped it over to Tourneau. Now it's Mulhall. I think I've been most impressed with Tourneau. I mean, I've seen this team before in past years. Blake rushes into the lane, then throws it out of bounds.
It was deflected.
It was deflected by Franklin. It stays Calvary's ball.
I think the Calvary bench and their fans might have stormed the court on that one. They have been on the verge, to say the least, in the first half.
And not in jubilation. Out to Whitlock, who hands it back to Tourneau. To the right side, Yoakum. 30 seconds into the third quarter. Patient possession for Calvary. Top of the key, Tourneau. Three, no good. Rebound, Watson. Into the break, there's Taylor running one-hander in the lane. No good. Bad move, bad shot. Forced the shot, shouldn't have done it. He basically went 1-on-3, committed the foul, trying to grab the rebound. That's 3 now on Taylor.
That's not a good foul either. He just went over the back. He went 1-on-3, so to compound things, now he's got to sit on the bench.
That not only cost you a bucket, it cost you a player. And arguably your best scorer in this game. Carrying the ball in backcourt, Yoakum. He was double-teamed in backcourt and forced to turn the ball over.
Neither team turning the ball over a lot, though. Just the 6th turnover for Calvary. Franklin only had 3 in the first half.
That always makes for a good game. I suppose Scott's done a much better job of passing along these scores than I have. I sort of ignored it at halftime. Told him I'll take care of it. Well, I didn't. With the ball to the left side. Shot put up. A three-pointer nailed by Keltner. That makes the score 33-31. 6:51 to go. Shot by Tourneau for 3. He knocks it down. 34-33. So the lead going back and forth. Calvary by 1 at 6:40 to go. This has got to be Jagger Bergsnyder, who's now wearing 34. No, Jagger Bergsnyder's in that corner. Shot up no good. That's Marr. Marr is wearing 34 now. Shot missed. It's Blake at the other end. Jumper, right side of the lane. Blake hits it. If he starts hitting that jumper, then this game's a much different game. 36-33. Keltner stops, pops, no good. Long rebound, Blake from the right side. Dribbles through some traffic into front court. 4-on-2. To the right side, in the corner, Tourneau. Three-pointer, no good. Grider the rebound. That was an ill-advised shot. Into front court, Jagger Bergsnyder holds on to it. Taylor not in there with 3 fouls. To the right side, Bergsnyder may have gotten away with a quick step. Keltner with the ball near the 10-second line. He works around a pick, looks at Whitlock, trying to go double down on Watson, but Watson unavailable. Now bad pass. Grider tries to hit Watson on the back door again. Just doesn't work.
That's the 4th turnover. One thing that we haven't talked about, because Taylor's in foul trouble but Keltner's back, Kuhlman has the responsibility, and he can actually drop him on the bench and have him sit for a couple of minutes, whereas he would just normally just tell him, hey, you've got 3 and you stay on the floor, so he can rest him a bit and everything can work out.
He has that ability to give him a little bit of relief this time. Blake has the ball in backcourt, into front court with it. Stops at the free throw line. Jumper there, no good. Rebound, Mulhall. One dribble out. Fadeaway jumper, no good. And a foul call. Whitlock backed his way in. That's 4 fouls on Whitlock.
That's a tough call. You teach a player when he's going for a rebound to get low and use your butt, and that's what he was doing, and they called it against the Whitlock. That's his 4th.
He has a discussion with one of the officials.
I think he's trying to figure out what exactly he did wrong.
He comes off the floor. He gained an advantage, and that's one of the things you look at, but you got to call it consistently all the way around the floor. Keltner in the front court. Top of the key. It's Watson. Now Marr has it. Marr at the free throw line. He got caught. Picked up the dribble. Shuffled his foot. That's 5 turnovers now in Franklin. Bounce pass to Blake. Boy, Calvary does not rush the trip down floor, do they? I mean, they really attack any sort of press, which is impressive.
I think they're a very tough team to press because of that, mainly because of Tourneau and Blake. They can just break a press.
Blake on the double team. High dribble.
That's a turnover.
Well, you know, even on that, I don't know what the key is. You can dribble as high as you want to, as long as you keep your hand on top of the ball. Apparently, at some point, he put his hand underneath the ball. That is now 7 turnovers on Calvary. However, that is called quite often, even when you have the ball, hand on top of the ball, called those travel or double dribble. And you always get the fans going, whoa. 4:40 to go here in the third quarter. And back to Marr. Marr to Grider. Grider bounce pass into the lane. It's Watson, works around his man. Quick release off the glass. Beats Smith. 36-35. 1-point lead for Calvary at the 4:25 mark here in the third quarter. And a bad pass picked up by Grider. Grider with the ball in backcourt. Up it comes to Keltner. Keltner will attack the lane, leave it back for Grider. To Marr. Marr will take it in. No, it gets Jagger. Gord Snyder cutting toward the basket. Got it to fall. New leader, 37-36. Franklin by 1. Halfway through the third quarter. Yoakum into front court. There's Blake. Blake in the lane. Out it goes. Mulhall, a 3. Misses off the side of the rim. No good. Tourneau anticipated it. Got the rebound and was fouled.
Mulhall, that's a good look, but Mulhall had his shooter wide open in an extra pass. Coaches always talk about making that extra pass. He makes the pass to the left baseline. Tourneau has a wide open 3.
And Tourneau, credit him for not falling asleep on the play. He saw where the ball was going, attacked the rebound, and got it. Foul called, by the way, against Marr. Out top, it comes to Smith, who gives it to Washington. He says he needs help. Yoakum provides it. Hands it off now to Tourneau. Now Washington. Tourneau working from the left wing near the sideline. 3:33 to go. Bad pass. Yoakum chases it down, keeps it inbound, keeps control of it. Has the dribble. Bounce pass. Tourneau, 3, off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound, Mulhall, 1 dribble back up, got it.
He has been a beast on the offensive glass. That's his 6th offensive rebound.
38-37. Taylor back into the game. 3:13 to go. Grider with the ball. To the hoop, layup good. 39-38. Franklin by 1. 3:05 left in the third. And a bad pass knocked away by Adam Bergsnyder. It's Taylor. Back to Keltner. Layup good. Went reverse and got the layup to fall. 3-point lead. 41-38. Blake quickly off the bench. He's back in. Hand off to Tourneau. Only 4 losses this year by Calvary. One of the wins they had earlier this year, a big one over Franklin, and a foul call. Washington all but lost the ball, and in doing so was bailed out because he was fouled by Grider.
Grider just reached in. One thing that I'm thinking, that if you're watching Franklin for the first time this season, they're going to get better as the year moves on because Keltner's going to start to get used to the offense. They're going to get used to him again. So Franklin's just going to keep improving as postseason comes up.
They were frightening early in the year when all parts were healthy, and everybody knew their role. Washington in on the inbound. Shot no good. Grider the rebound to Taylor. Taylor running the middle of the floor, and a reach-in foul called on Calvary. It's Camille who committed it.
I think they called a carry against Taylor.
You're right.
That's the 6th turnover. And you said one thing about it is being consistent. Well, they called that against Blake. Now they called it against Taylor. So there's the consistency you talk about.
Keltner out. Marr back in. 2.5 minutes to go. We've had one announcement on an all-tournament selection. That's Cody Bolin of Hardin. They will announce the selections from the teams as the teams finish play. Blake in the lane, running one-hander, shot no good. Rebound Grider. He's a monster in there without Whitlock. Taylor at 3, off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound punched out of there by Camille over to Smith. Smith to Blake. Blake says, get out, let me bring it up court.
There are very few players really around this area that could guard Blake full court one-on-one.
It's Washington to the left side. To him, it's a lot how do you play him? I mean, how do you play him as a team, not how do you play him as an individual. On the baseline, Blake out. It goes to Washington. 3. Hit one in the first half. Doesn't get this one to fall. Grider the rebound. Jagger Bergsnyder to Taylor on the baseline. Cut off there. Loops it into the lane. All alone. Bergsnyder can't finish it. Goes for his own rebound and a foul called. Foul on Washington.
That'll be his second personal. Just the second team foul for Calvary here in the third quarter.
It is Washington who commits the foul. Franklin from the baseline. Keltner will be the trigger man just below us. Slaps the ball, waits for the traffic to clear. Out it comes to Taylor, open for 3. No good. Grider, weak side rebound. In the lane, there's Taylor. Layup, no good. Rebound, Watson off his fingertips. Blake saves it. Marr pushes it into the lane. It is tracked down by the Camille. Down court we go. Wow. Layup toward good.
That's great hustle there by Blake to set it all up.
41-40. Franklin by 1. 1:05 to go, third quarter. Taylor in the lane. Shot no good. Foul Smith. Stopped him early. No free throws to be shot. Third team foul called on Calvary.
It's been a fun game to watch. Very well played.
Yeah, and you get both coaches making the substitutions, making the changes. Alley-oop in the middle. There's Grider. Too hard off the back of the iron. Pushed up off the glass by Smith. And the rebound finally cleared by Tourneau. Blake with the ball. Blake into front court. Blake, Keltner guarding him right now. A switch. Marr will pick it up. And back to Washington. Will they jump out on the double team here with 40 seconds to go? Back to Blake. Now they jump out to meet Blake. Pass to the right side to Washington. That might be as much as anything. Get the ball out of Blake's hands.
I think that's exactly what it is. Just get the ball out of Blake. Now they'll just relax and play some good team defense.
Again, they come at Blake. He gives the ball up to Washington. 21 seconds left. 1 point lead for Franklin. Ball locked in back court. And a foul called on Marr.
They call that against Marr. That will be his third personal and the fourth team foul.
17.7 seconds left. Ball comes in from the sideline by Camille. Taylor gets a breather here. Camille in deep back court to Blake. 15 seconds. He crosses the 10-second line at the 12-second mark. Blake with a dribble. Cradles it between his legs. 6 seconds. 5 seconds to Washington. Top of the key, ball knocked away. Blake picks it up, fires the 3. Shot no good. Tip back up by Smith. Got it. He got it to go. It's Calvary by 1 after 3. 1 minute break. 42-41.
It's been an entertaining first 3 quarters. We should have a good fourth quarter. It's Calvary by 1, 42-41. Calvary has led after every single quarter, but they had to get a tip in at the buzzer to lead after 3.
Franklin with the ball knocked away by Washington. Goes out of bounds. It stays it stays Franklin's ball.
By the way, Franklin after 3 shooting 38% from the field, 16 of 42. Calvary 44%, 18 of 41. Tourneau at 20 at half. At 17 at the half. He's got 22 in the game.
Spin move. Taylor shot up no good. Foul called. This might be Yoakum. It is.
That'll be Yoakum's second personal and the fourth team foul. I think if you're Calvary, you leave Whitlock on the bench maybe for the first 3 minutes, and then you bring him in.
Free throw by Taylor, good.
Taylor now in double figures with 10. He's the only player in double figures for Franklin.
42-42 tie, 7:48 to go in the game. Free throw by Taylor. No good. Rebound tipped up in the air by Watson, collected by Smith. Smith of Calvary will have the dribble. picks up the dribble, floats it into front court. It went off the fingertips of Taylor, who reached for it and said, I shouldn't have done that.
This has been a well-played game. 9 turnovers for Calvary, just 6 for Franklin. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, your point's well taken about Whitlock. At what point do you bring him in? Blake from the free throw line, jumper in and out, no good. Rebound Marr. Bounce pass over to Keltner. You've got Grider back on the floor. It's Marr with the ball. Grider top of the key, a 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Long rebound out to Blake. Tie ball game. Blake with the ball. Bounce pass in the lane. Caught layup. Awkward layup by Mulhall, but it works. He's got 6. His team leads it by 2. 44-42. 7:05 to go. It's Taylor. Taylor at the free throw line. Backs it out beyond the arc. Down low to Watson. Out to Keltner. Keltner hands it back to Taylor. Spin move. Goes up. Foul call. Let's go ahead and take that station ID right now.
This is WEAI, Linville, Jacksonville, Illinois. For quality battery starters and alternators, see John or Mark at Rex Battery Specialists, 847 South Main, Jacksonville. That's Rex Battery Specialists.
2 different officials apparently called it a different way. We thought the foul was on Calvary.
I believe they called it travel as well. Yep, and they're going to say the travel superseded.
And I think that was the right call to make.
If you called it travel in that case, that's definitely before the foul. And that's because they're calling the foul on the reach after the spin move, which is what they called the travel on.
That's the case, and one official called it a travel. The other official saw the foul, maybe not the travel before the foul, so they talked about it, got it right. It's Tourneau with the ball. He is jumped out by 2 players over to Smith. Smith back to Tourneau. To the left side, Blake. Calvary up by 2, 44-42, 6:30 to go. They will know at the end of this game who has the best free throw shooting percentage. If Franklin wins, Blake's trying to make that irrelevant. Layup in the middle makes it 46-42. Out to Grider, shuffles it to Taylor. His 3 off the side of the rim, no good. Mulhall covers it up, jump ball. Why did he do that?
I'm not exactly sure, because that's a turnover for Calvary, and he just cradled it, and that's what Coach Egan's saying. Bring your bows up and hold it up.
Well, he didn't. He wasted it wasn't a turnover. He actually wasted the possession arrow, because Calvary keeps the ball. Bounce pass into Blake. They look at that 1-2-2. High pass in the middle to Smith. Smith will dribble into front court. 3-on-1. Bad pass. Went behind the intended target, and that was Mulhall.
Got to come to a jump stop. That time he didn't come to a jump stop. That's what Coach Egan's telling him on the bench, and that's why he threw it away.
Into front court. Burke Snyder's there. Now Keltner. Under 6 minutes to go. 4-point lead for Calvary. Watson into Grider. Goes to the hoop. No good on the layup. And a foul called.
Good post position right there by Grider. You talk about when you post up, you've got to want the ball, and he got it and went up strong.
Foul called on Will Smith. Grider goes to the free throw line. Well, you need the free throws, obviously, to pull closer. He's there for the first time. But you're going to need him if you go ahead and beat Calvary. Missing the free throw is Grider.
They were 6 of 8 from the line at half, and since then, they've missed a couple.
Here comes Grider. Free throw, good.
They're 8 of 12 now from the line as a team.
One possession game, 46-43, 5:51 to go. Yoakum falls, but gets rid of the ball to Blake. He fires into front court, up to Tourneau. Tourneau will attack on the baseline. Grider cuts him off, does a good job playing defense. Out to Yoakum, touch pass in the corner to Mulhall. Ball is deflected, and the pass picked off by Grider. I think it was Watson who got a hand on it. It's Keltner with the dribble. Takes it beyond the arc. Now Grider open for a 3. No good. Too hard off the back of the iron. Blake the rebound. He breaks it into front court. Jumps in the lane. Shot no good. Mulhall. Shot no good. Rebound Grider this time. A missed opportunity for Calvary. And a timeout call. 30-second break. We'll take it to 46-43. Calvary by 3 with 5:08 to go.
Every athlete needs the backing of friends and family, and the Franklin Booster Club is dedicated to providing the best for its athletes in their school and community. They appreciate the dedication of their athletes regardless of what sport they play. They may not win every game, but the Franklin Booster Club is extremely proud of the effort that their athletes put forth. Good luck in this game and throughout the season. This message brought to you by the Franklin Booster Club.
5:08 to play here in the fourth quarter. 46-43, Calvary by 3. Dakota Grider now with 10 rebounds to go along with 9 points. Tyler Mulhall got the start because Mingo is not in the lineup, and he has 6 points to go along with 10 rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds. And as we look on the floor, Whitlock is finally back in the ballgame.
Whitlock's back in there along with Yoakum, Will Smith, Torneau, and Blake. Grider with the ball, Jagger, Bergsnyder. It's Keltner from the left side. Get pass to the right side, Bergsnyder on the baseline, Watson. Grider, spin move in the lane, shot too hard off the back of the iron. Will Smith chases it down. No! Stepped on the baseline trying to save it, couldn't. You know, the other thing that bringing Whitlock in at this point does, it causes you to change your offensive attack again, adjust.
As long as Whitlock just puts his hands up and doesn't try to get over aggressive, he'll be all right.
In the lane to Grider, back to Taylor. His three, short. Rebound, Whitlock. Whitlock holds on to it, needs to dribble. No, he's going to hand off to Blake instead. And a foul by Watson in backcourt. He knew as soon as he did it that was a silly foul. Third foul on Watson.
Just the 5th team foul, though. Neither team in the 1-on-1 yet.
4:36 to go in the game. Yoakum back to Blake. Up to Yoakum. Yoakum into front court. Keltner chases him down. Blake at the top of the key. Looks in the eyes of Grider. Right now, Watson guarding Whitlock. Grider's a chase man out top. That's interesting. Yoakum a layup. Off the glass too hard. No good. Rebound. Smith started to go up strip. Yoakum picks it up. Bucket good.
That's not how you draw it up, but you'll take it.
48-43. Halfway through the fourth quarter. Jagger Bergsnyder picks up the dribble. Bounce pass down low to Watson. He's double teamed. Pass over to Grider. Out to Bergsnyder. Squares up for the three. No good. Rebound. Whitlock has it. Up to Blake. Blake on the breakaway. Shot off the glass. Good. 50-43. The lead swells to 7. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. Jagger, Bergsnyder. Taylor in the lane. Reach-in foul called. It might be Smith.
It's either Smith or Yoakum. Yoakum was the trail defender.
It's Yoakum who commits the foul. That's his third.
Just the 6th team foul, and this is to steal a line from Clark Kellogg. Calvary has spurt ability, and they can just get down the floor and score in a hurry. Whitlock got the rebound, outlet it to Blake. 3 seconds later, it's a layup.
Smith gave him good minutes when he was in there. Gets a nice hand. Mulhall replaces him in the lineup. Into Grider. Out it comes to Taylor. Taylor to Keltner. Tries to get it in. Knocked away by Mulhall. Into the hands of Yoakum. Up to Blake. Blake bounce pass over. A foul called as I think Marr backed into Mulhall.
That's on Marr. That's his 4th. Franklin.
Should be 1 in bonus, shouldn't it?
It should be just the 6th team
okay,
foul, according to me.
16 foul. Okay. That is the 4th foul, though, on Marr. Watson replaces him.
You know Franklin can score, so they just need to get a good defensive stop here and then come down, and they've got quick offense. Plenty of time.
Into Mulhall. Out top to Whitlock. Down to Blake. Calvary showed an ability to work the clock a little bit, but they won't this time. Pass down low to Mulhall. Blake created it.
Blake, to me, is the best point guard in the entire tournament.
52-43. Bounce pass in the middle. Watson's there. Nice pass from Grider, but Watson couldn't finish it. Whitlock the rebound. Torneau. Blake with the ball. Looks like the free throw shooting won't be a factor after all. If it would have been a 3-team tie. Now we've got a timeout called for Calvary. We'll take the 30-second break with 2:56 to go. 52-43 Calvary.
If you live in the Franklin area and you find yourself needing more storage space, then you need to look into renting a storage unit from Franklin Storage. Owner Bruce Dill has added 20 new units. You can choose from 3 different sizes, 10 by 10, 10 by 20, or 10 by 30 feet. These mini storage units are located next to Nature's Window in Franklin. There's a unit that's just right for your needs. Contact Bruce Dill by calling 741-2202. That's 741-2202. That's Franklin Storage, providing space for all your storage needs.
2:56 to play here in the fourth quarter. Largest lead of the game is right now 52-43. Calvary has it. Calvary in the midst of outscoring Franklin. It was 42 apiece, and they have scored 10 out of the last 11 points, and that's why they lead by 9.
52-43. They have separated at the right time of the game. Did they separate too early? Pass down low to Whitlock. Backs his way in. Shot blocked by Grider. Whitlock gets it back off the glass and in. It's an 11-point lead. 54-43 now with 2:44 to go in the game. It's Taylor with a 3. Shot no good. Too hard off the back of the iron. Rebound, Blake. Up it comes, Tourneau. Layup good. And a timeout call by Franklin. We'll keep it right here and again talk a little bit about how they are doing the end of this tournament. This is a round-robin affair, so you don't have the championship game being the last game of the tournament. Instead, this, in effect, is the championship game. If Franklin somehow makes up the 15-point difference toward the tail end here and produces a 3-way tie for the top spot, they'll look at free throw shooting to decide who wins the tournament. That doesn't appear that's going to be the case. They also are announcing the all-tournament selections once their teams finish play. In Game 1, Cody Bolin of Hardem was a unanimous choice. He was announced after Hardem won their game over Auburn 68-53. We will get 4 more announcements after this game. That tells you that 4 players named to the all-tournament team that play in this game.
I've been very impressed. I know we talked about it off the air, but with Blake's play at point guard, they talk about in a basketball team, you got to have good point guard play. In Calvary, I think that is what makes them very good. You watch them play and you wonder how did they lose? Because they're doing this without Mingo, and Whitlock has basically played maybe not even half the game.
And Blake's been the difference, and Tourneau's been the difference. Actually, they've got good minutes from all their players. Pass in the low post. Grider shuffles it to Watson. Shot good.
He's played good for Franklin. He's in double figures with 10.
I said 58-45, or it's 56-45, is it not?
It is.
56-45. They've got a couple of light bulbs burn out on the scoreboard. It's hard to read at times. But 56-45 with 2 minutes to go in the game. And Calvary says, come out and foul us. Blake with the ball, double teamed. Franklin has no more fouls to give, so if they foul here, it will put Calvary at the free throw line. That's not necessarily bad for Franklin. I think you got to foul here, man.
And if you got to foul, you got to foul Blake. Blake's the worst free throw shooter on the team, on the floor, I should say, for Calvary. You got to foul him.
They're not going after him yet. And a foul call now as Keltner reach around to Tourneau. That may be the absolute worst player to foul.
You went from the best to the worst, but that's all right. You have to foul. Just a second foul on Keltner. 17th foul on Franklin.
A couple of landmarks are passed in this game. Tourneau passed 1,000 points in his career. Tourneau 1 for 2 from the free throw line. And Dakota Grider. He is now the leading rebounder in Franklin High School history.
He's got unofficially 11 rebounds here this afternoon.
57-45. Tourneau makes the first and misses the second. Rebound Grider. Make it 12. Staley into front court. 90 seconds to go. Pull up for the 3. It's no good. Rebound Whitlock. Out it comes to Blake. High pass to the right side to Tourneau. Now to Blake, and a foul called on Grider.
And you mentioned coming in what Taylor has done in this tournament. You look at it, he's just been 30-plus, 30-plus, 10 here this afternoon. He's had a tough time shooting it, and he has really not had an open look.
No, he has not. That 10 points is his lowest point total in a long, long time. Free throw is up by Tourneau. Good.
I believe it's his lowest since playing Calvary since they played Calvary last time.
Well, he had 11 against Calvary. We've got one less than that now. Right now, he is at his lowest point of the season in terms of points scored. Tourneau's second free throw is good. 59-45. It's Grider with the ball to Keltner. Keltner fires the 3. It's good. 59-48. 1:10 to go. Whitlock with the ball. He's grabbed. And a foul call now on Tourneau. All right, rather, Tourneau with the ball. Foul called on Jagger Bergsnyder.
That'll be his first personal, 9th team foul. So still 1-1 situation, and Tourneau has 27 to lead all scorers.
He had 62 coming in, so now he's at 89. He will not be the leading scorer in the tournament. That's going to go to Scotty Taylor, who's right now at 144. Free throw is made by Tourneau to make it 60-48. But your point is well taken. Great job of coaching by Jim Egan to cover up the missing Mingo out with an ankle injury, and Whitlock, who's missed much of the game because of foul problems. 61-48, a minute to go. Jagger Bergsnyder a three. Weak side rebound collected by Mulhall. Floats it over, picked off by Bergsnyder. Puts the shot up, no good. Rebound on the floor. Bergsnyder has it. Shuffles it down low to Grider. His shot no good. Catches it, puts it back up good. 44 seconds to go. Foul call. Blake fouled by Keltner. And right now we're determining not who's going to win the tournament. That's going to be Calvary. We're determining the final score. 61-50 right now. Calvary by 11. Blake at the free throw line. 0 for 2. Toes the line. Shoots a free throw. Good.
You look at his stroke and you say he should be a better free throw shooter than he is. You think it's got to come down to confidence. He's got 9 points in this game.
Why is it that short ball players, and Blake is short at 5'8", and that may be a stretch for him, and real tall basketball players tend to have the most trouble shooting free throws? He makes them both, 63-50. Keltner a long three. It's in and out, no good. Rebound, Whitlock. Over it comes to Tourneau. 30 seconds left. Into front court. There's Yoakum. Yoakum double team. Holds on to the ball. Loose on the floor. Picked up by Grider. Up to Keltner. Layup good. 63-52 down to 17 seconds. Ball inbounded to Blake. Loses the ball off his foot. Picked up by Tourneau. Tourneau is covered up and a foul called. Going to be either Grider or Keltner. Well, I think if you're Franklin, you don't look at this as doggone it, we lost another tough ball game. I think you look at it more in terms of, we're getting the team back together, learning how to play together again, getting everybody healthy. We keep pointing toward the regional.
This to me was a nice game for Franklin to play.
For those free throws, no good.
Because you're playing a very good team in Calvary. You're trying to build your team and get them to a certain point. It's a very good test to say, okay, this is where we are now. This is where we can become.
Next free throw by Tourneau is good. That makes it 64-52. Is that going to be our final score? Jagger Bergsnyder in and out on the three-point attempt. We won't get a dribble into front court. Instead, they'll hold on to it. 64-52, the final score. Calvary wins this year's AC Central Tournament. We'll talk about the numbers, the all-tournament selections when we come back after this final timeout.
Next time you're looking for a good server for a special event, contact Hamilton's Catering. From weddings, business meetings, anniversaries, or birthdays, Hamilton's Catering does them all. Hamilton's staff is prepared to serve anything from formal affairs to picnics in the park. Hamilton's also has banquet facilities at 110 Northeast in Jacksonville. Hamilton's can accommodate your needs. When you need a caterer, call Hamilton's Catering, 675-2720. Hamilton's Catering, at your service since 1913.
To keep in shape in the cold winter months, we invite you to participate in Walking for Wellness at the Jacksonville High School Bowl. Walking for Wellness is the indoor walking program where participants walk around the concourse of the bowl. The bowl is open weekdays 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. each day school is in session. Walking for Wellness, sponsored by School District 117 and by Passavant Area Hospital.
Passavant Area Hospital. Friends caring for friends.
The next time you have a major hauling job to do, contact the people at Whalen Trucking in Waverly. You'll be getting fast, dependable service and at a price you can afford. Call Whalen Trucking at 435-2231. Whether you're hauling rock, sand, chemicals, gravel, dry or liquid fertilizer, or grain, give them a call today at 435-2231. They've got what you need. Remember, whatever you need transported, Whalen Trucking in Waverly will get it there intact and on time.
Well, they're handing out the hardware to the teams at this point. And Calvary comes away with the number 1 trophy. Hardem at second place, and Franklin is in third place. Now they're naming the all-tournament team. We already know that Cody Bolin, of Hardem was the unanimous choice. Announced after the first game in which Hardem beat Auburn 68-53. Another unanimous selection from Franklin, Scotty Taylor. Dakota Grider named to the all-tournament team, as were two players from Calvary, Clayton Whitlock and Colin Mingo. Mingo out this game because of an ankle injury, but obviously a very big presence in this tournament. Whitlock and Mingo make it from Calvary. Taylor and Grider from Franklin. There is one more player to be announced to the all-tournament team, and you'll hear his name after the game coming up between Lutheran and ACV. Now, Matt's got your final numbers.
Well, taking a look at the shooting percentages before we start, good effort by Franklin. They were in the game most of the way. It was a tight game until really the midway point of the fourth quarter. Franklin shot, just could not put the ball in the basket, 20 for 60, 33%. But here's the stat that really tells the story. Franklin loves to shoot the three ball. They were 4 of 23 from downtown, and if Franklin does not put it in more than that, it's tough to win against a very good opponent when you're not shooting the ball as good as you'd like. Franklin turned the ball over just 8 times, did an excellent job handling the pressure of Calvary. Calvary, on the other hand, they shot 47% from the field. They were 25 for 53. Calvary only attempted 13 threes in the ball game, and they knocked down 4. Calvary turned the ball over 13 times, so Franklin was able to force some turnovers against Calvary, but really a well-played game both ways. Leading the way in scoring, well, was Justin Tourneau. He just had himself a ball game. He had 17 at the half, ended the game with 30 total points. The only other player in double figures, Richard Blake, had 10. The point guard, who I said who's lightning quick, had 10 points, and he also did a nice job boarding. He had 6 rebounds as well from his point guard spot. 9 points for Clayton Whitlock to go along with 10 rebounds. 8 points for Mulhall, 3 for Washington, 2 for Yoakum, and 2 for Smith. For Franklin, they had balanced scoring, 10 points for Watson, 10 for Taylor. That's the lowest point mark for Taylor of the season. He had just 10. He was not shooting the ball great. Calvary really did a good job of forcing his hand a bit, double-teaming him, making him pass off the ball. Keltner also had 10 points. Evan Marr had 8 points in the first half and did not score the rest of the way. Jagger Bergschneider had 2. Adam Bergschneider had 1, and leading scorer for Franklin was Dakota Grider, who had 11 points to go along with 13 rebounds. So he did an excellent job rebounding for the Flashes. In terms of the rebounding, Calvary out-rebounded Franklin. They had 27 defensive rebounds to go along with 13 offensive rebounds. For Franklin, 11 offensive rebounds to go along with 16 defensive rebounds. Franklin shot 8 of 12 from the line. Calvary was 10 of 15 from the line. Because of that, Calvary wins 64-52. They are now 21-4 on the season. They win the AC Central Tournament with a record of 5-0. They were unbeaten. Franklin will fall to 14-7, and they finished their AC tournament at 3-2. Good news for Franklin. They got Keltner back, and Keltner's starting to get back into the swing of things, starting to get his legs under him a bit. Had a decent second half. He had no points at halftime and had 10 points in the second half. So Franklin will be a team to be reckoned with as the season moves on. But Calvary right now without Mingo, very impressive performance as they win 64-52. Got another game to come your way from the AC Central Tournament. It's Springfield Lutheran taking on AC Central Virginia. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and come back with the pregame for that right after.